Well, we've had a fine late season morning here in the state of Ohio, and look at this big old boss gobbler here. And look what hooks this thing's got. Big old probably a 5-year-old turkey, at least 4 or 5 at least. And right at 23 pounds is what my little digital scale said. And just a big turkey. But anyways, I'm gonna sit down a little bit and tell you a little bit about the hunt, do a little video on this subject. Yeah, I've got to hunt by myself a little bit the last 3 or 4 days. You know, all season long I've been tracing a camera and a camera guy with me, and it was just nice to get out by myself. And you know, the camera has saved about I don't know, about 4 or 5 turkeys' lives this year that I should have killed. But this morning I just went solo and just hunted. But I want to tell you a little bit about the hunt, because this turkey, I've been on him 3 days. This is the 3rd morning that I've been on this turkey. And put this gun down a minute. And let me sit down here. This turkey here, he was just a silent rascal is what he was. You know, just didn't gobble much, and he was very, very, just very hard to get on because he just didn't gobble very much. But after about the 2nd day, I hunted him there Thursday. I seen him, but he was a little bit too far. That was the first day I was in here, and then Friday I had him at 12 yards. That's right, 12 steps from me, and could not get a shot off because he was too far to my right and he was too brushy, and he came in quiet. And I didn't hunt there Saturday. I went over to West Virginia and killed one over there Saturday. And then yesterday I went to another spot down the road and didn't do any good, so I came back in here. So he probably was doing the same thing yesterday he had done today. But this turkey was pretty predictable because he was doing pretty much the same thing for the last few days. But he's an older turkey, pressure turkey, so we're going to talk about how to kill pressure turkeys, so you stay tuned. Talk about killing pressure turkeys. This turkey was really hard to get on because he didn't gobble. But like I said, he did pretty much the same thing he's been doing for, you know, pretty much every day. Now this year I had a little bit of an issue up here where I hunt at, because the last several years nobody's ever hunted here. Nobody's turkey hunted except me. And this year the landowners, some of his family won turkey hunt. You know, so I had a little bit of a issue with having to make sure I wasn't getting in their way, you know, and it made it tough. You know, every year I've been up here, this makes the 4th year I've hunted this particular property, and gobblers have just gobbled their heads off every year. And I come up here about the same time every year, and the late season. And turkeys are just always gobbling. But man, it's just been the quietest I've ever heard it. But it's because there's just more pressure in there, and what I understand, you know, most of them are not experienced turkey hunters, so you know they've just been going through there and riding 4-wheelers and trying to call. And I actually think I heard somebody today up there trying to yak around it early this morning. But so the turkeys got quiet, you know, and it goes to show what I've been saying for years about, you know, the quote call shy turkey. It ain't call shy, it's human shy. You know, you get pressured, and I'm sure this turkey got a lot of pressure in the last couple of weeks. Just the way he acted. Of course, I know he's an older turkey, but still, you know, just the way they were acting, you could tell they were very pressured. So this turkey's been doing pretty much the same thing for 3 straight days, like I said. So how do you kill a turkey that just don't gobble? But if you're lucky enough to find one that will do exactly what he's been doing naturally, you know, without interference, whether this turkey was coming into the corner of a field, and he was roosted up on the hill. Now the other day when I had him at 12 yards, he come in behind me, but he come right up in the same corner of the field. But I just couldn't move. He was too close, and he was right there. The other day when I saw him, Thursday, the first time I saw him, he must have come out in that corner, but by the time I saw him, he was up in the middle part, and it was just a little bit too far, but he never gobbled again. So there you go. He was just doing the same thing. I knew about where he was roosted at, and so this morning when I walked in, he gobbled one time. That was it, one time. But when he gobbled and I knew where he was at, I said, that's that turkey right there. So, what do you do in a situation like that? Well, common sense says go and set up and sit there instead of going right to the turkey, because I didn't go up on the hill where the turkey was. A lot of people would have said, well, I'm going to get as close as I can. Instead, I just backed off, and I set up probably 200 yards or a little bit less from where the turkey was gobbling. Instead of going 70, 80, or 100, I set up back here because why? Common sense tells me he's not going to gobble, and if he don't gobble, he's probably going to do the same thing he's been doing for the last 3 or 4 days. He's going to come down that point, going to come into that field, look for his hens, and get out of there. So you just use common woodsmanship sense. So I just set up in the corner, and as far as the calling, here's the thing. The calling, here's what I did. So I just set up and I just took this call here, this Ghost Cup from Spring Fever Custom Calls. And here's all I did. When I first sat down, I give it a few minutes, let it get quiet. He was still in the tree, because he had gobbled a few minutes earlier, and I could tell he was still in the tree. When I sit down, I was probably a good 200 yards, probably from him or less. And here's all I did. You say, boy, that's not real loud. That's right. I don't want to get loud. And every 15, 20 minutes maybe, I just give a little bitty clucks, purrs, maybe 2 or 3 soft little yelps, and that's it. Very light calling. Why do I do that? He's pressured. He's probably heard, other guys running around here screaming at him with calls. Soft call. Let him know that you're there. Let him know that a hen has moved into his zone, in his strut zone, or where he's normally coming anyway. Let him know you're there. It may take him a little bit, but he's eventually going to show up maybe if he's doing the same thing and nobody's messed him up. I sat there every 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30, and I would just give him little soft clucks every once in a while. That was it. And probably, I don't know, it was at least about an hour, maybe a little over. And, just right there. I just happened to see something down there, looked, and I seen his head come up. I just seen his head pop up, so all I did, right in the edge there. And I knew he never gobbled. That was it. One time, and that was it on the roost. But here he come in. It took him about an hour, but he come slipping right into that, right the way he's been doing every single day. And I just, basically all I had to do was just sit there and watch him. Had the gun, just like that, and I followed him. And one time he kind of got here, and I lost him, and I was afraid he was going to come out too far to my right. So what I did, instead of putting it right where I saw him, I put it halfway between this point and that point, where that way I could move a little bit instead of having to move too far over here. So I come a little bit in front of where I last saw him, and he popped out right over here still. And when he did, all I had to do was just, when he was just kind of looking and feeding around, I just moved real slow right in front of him. And then when I got the crosshair on him, I let him get up there about 30 yards, and that little 20 gauge, and it did the trick. So, that's how you kill pressure turkeys. Don't call to them a lot. Wait on them. Be patient. That's how the game is played. A lot of guys will just go in there and start cutting and calling and, hollering around, wanting to get that response, wanting to get that gobble. And I know it's the late season, and sometimes that happens. That one I killed in West Virginia Saturday, he gobbled his head off. But this turkey here was pressured, and that's why. Look at the hooks. He's an older turkey, been around a while, and that's just basically the game you got to play with them. But pretty much just patience killed this turkey. Patience and just setting where he normally was coming anyway. You know, I could sit here and lie to you and say, oh, you know, I called this turkey 200 yards and he come in gobbling and nobody would ever know because, you know, I was just by myself. But that's not what happened. You know, and it may make me sound like a better turkey hunter if I just tell that big story of, oh, he comes strutting, gobbling hard and all that. And I know we all like that turkey. But when you're dealing with pressure turkeys, which a lot of people are, you got to hunt them a little different. You just got to set up and you just got to call really soft. Sometimes hardly call at all. But he's a beautiful turkey. You know, like I said, just a really heavy turkey, nice turkey, thick beard. Been around for a while, eluded a lot of predators, probably other hunters this spring. And I was just fortunate enough to know turkey behavior and just kind of know to play his game. And probably, I'm not knocking the other guys because everybody has to start out and everybody has to learn over the years. But they were probably just going through there all these days, just and it just ain't gonna work. But if you learn to play the game right, you will be successful. But you know, I've just had a tremendous year. Boy, he's been strutting a lot too, but I've just had a tremendous year. This you know, I've got to hunt a lot of places I've never got to hunt before and be successful. And you know, it's just been a great year. I'm actually leaving here after a while, headed back to Virginia and try to kill one down there, and then I'm going to head over to Tennessee and try to finish the season out. Probably finish my season up here in about a few days because I got to get back to Missouri and get some stuff done. But it's been a tremendous. I've been on the road since March the 21st hunting, and it's just been a good time. And I hope you've enjoyed watching it as it's unfold. But I've, you know, just tremendous bird, and so thankful for the Lord to allow me to do this. So anyways, hope y'all have success out there, y'all that's still hunting out there. Remember, when they ain't gobbling, get in their known areas, sit there, be a good woodsman, light call, and you'll have success too. I promise you. I've done it for a lot of years, and you know, you just got to learn. And that's you know, that's what I try to do here, is just try to teach. So we're gonna get out of here, and we'll see y'all hopefully in the next video, and maybe with another turkey here in a couple days. So we're gonna head on through here, and we'll see you later.